Is the X5 worth the hype? We're showcasing the 2026 BMW X5 xDrive40i in black sapphire metallic over Silverstone sensafin interior. For 2027, we're getting an LCI, which is a mid-cycle refresh. We're gonna explain the specs and features that you're getting with this, comparing it against the competition, throwing in some pros and cons to reveal if this is truly worth the hype. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. With the BMW, you're getting 8.3 inches of clearance standard across all of the X5 trims going up into the M60i. The plug-in variant in the M60i, you're getting a standard 2-axle air suspension. So it is worth ticking the box to the all-wheel drive, because when you go into the S-Drive, you're going to be losing that. Front parking sensors, a 360-degree reverse camera because we have the Park Assist package. The illuminated kidney grille, that's because we have the M Sport Professional package. Full LED headlights and daytime runnings. And I like the stance of the X5. It looks beefy, it's boxy. They changed it just a little bit a few years back, and there's not a huge update for 2026 because we're getting the LCI for 2027. Is it worth the hype? Well, the B58 that's underneath the hood is producing one of the most horsepower in class, comparing it against Audi and Mercedes, with 375 horsepower and 398 pound-feet of torque. With the xDrive, it's good for a 0 to 60 in the low 5-second margin, around 5.2 seconds BMW is quoting, with the top speed up to 155 miles per hour. Now that's all fine, because this is a 3.0-liter BMW twin-power turbocharged 6-cylinder. So you're going to achieve better MPGs than you are going into the V8 bi-turbo, because you're getting 23 MPGs for the city, 27 MPGs for the highway. It does have a 48-volt mild hybrid system. They implemented this a couple years back. It's paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission. And when you add the M Sport Package Pro, you're going to get the Shadowline lights, the Shadowline trim, these blue brake calipers, and you'll have the Sport exhaust. Adding the M Sport package gives you these 21-inch wheels, the Shadowline exterior trim, the roof rails in the glossy black, adaptive M suspension, and you're going to get some components in the interior to just make it a little bit more sporty. I would definitely tick the box to these few features, and at this MSRP, it's all right. You're just a touch over 70 grand. You're getting performance, you're getting luxury, towing up to 7,200 pounds. It gets the job done, and when you're comparing it against the competition, this is going to be the faster variant. You have the best of both worlds here because you have enough performance, you have the luxury, and you have a near 50-50 weight distribution, which no SUV goes to this in dynamic, especially for a base trim. The rear gets LED taillights, the lower gets the diffuser. Is it worth the hype? At this price, with this spec, I think it is, because any vehicle that you are looking for to capture luxury is going to be around 70 grand. Performance, you're not even going to get that with Infiniti and Acura, because it's going to be a slower variant compared to this. Yes, they have a naturally aspirated V6 when you go into Acura, but going to Infiniti, they've dropped it. Now they got a VC turbocharged 4-cylinder. Towing at 6,000 pounds is going to max on that end. And this keeps true to the DNA of BMW, unless you're looking for that LCI for 2027, which is the mid-cycle refresh that will include the exterior, the interior, technology, and wheel design updates. Power liftgate going into 33.9 cubic feet of storage. You get the bag holders here, 12 volt, another bag holder, LED interior lights. Underneath the floor is going to have a ton of storage. But unfortunately, to maximize the cargo capacity to the 72.3 cubic feet, you have to come back here, pull the tabs here, and it's going to split at a 40-60 split or a 40-20-40 split to maximize the cargo capacity to the X5. But we need to go inside, start up this B58 so you can hear that exhaust note. The key fob to the BMW X5 xDrive40i. "16-way power seat adjustment, heated front seats." The comfort package will add the ventilated front seats, and it'll also add heated front seat or heated rear seats. Memory for the driver. We have the premium package, which gives us the Harman Kardon, the heads-up display, the auto start. And the interior will have the ambient lighting, the X5 that illuminates on the passenger side, and the sensafin will carry on onto the top part of the dash. And I actually appreciate that, because if it's leather in the heat of Florida, it can shrink and expand, and then it'll bubble. And this is about $8,000 if you have the leather. It is a driver focused setup. You get the Live Cockpit Pro with the premium package and the BMW curved panel 2-screen layout. Let's fire it up. "14.9-inch touchscreen, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, wireless, Sirius XM, AM, FM, Amazon Alexa, streaming Bluetooth audio, Spotify, YouTube, so you can watch the car review right here on this huge screen. Put it into reverse. We have the park assistance package, which gives us this 360-degree reverse camera, the backup assist, and when you click onto the more, you get a sub menu. This is going to give you a 3D view, so you can go all around the vehicle just by simply clicking these little tabs, or use the iDrive, which this is iDrive 8.5, and you can go all around the vehicle. Click back into the sub menu. You got the car wash view. It shows the trajectory in the front, but I'm not going to be going off-roading with the M Sport package. That gives us these 21-inch wheels. I like the air vents that was reworked. I just wish that more air came in. It feels like it's a little bit smaller, because before it would come out to about here. Wood inlays is going to be surrounding the interior of the cabin, and it opens up into a wireless charging pad, USB 12 volts. You're going to have the glossy black and the satin aluminum. The ambient lighting is going to further through the center. It's going to be soft to touch, opens up into a medium-sized storage pocket with another USB port. Leather-wrapped steering wheel, it's a multi-function. You get the M badging because we have the M Sport package. You get the paddle shifts. They're plastic, kind of wish that they were not. And the gauge cluster is a 12.3 digital reader that can go through an array of different content for the driver. And you can also change the layout. And you can do the same thing for the heads-up display too, so you can have a standard view, directional view, sport view, reduced view. It's a huge screen. When you put it into the sport mode, that's going to change the appearance here. When you put it into comfort, it's going to expand out, and you can change it into the Eco Pro, which will coach you for getting better MPGs using that 48-volt mild hybrid system. And you can see your power at 100%, and it'll tell you the added MPGs right here. Leg space is going to be plenty. The same thing with headroom with a large panel moonroof, LED interior lighting, with the auto-dimming rear view mirror. You get the home link, dashboard and door panel configured together. You get the contrast stitch. It's going to be a little bit more sporty here, soft to touch here. The ambient lighting comes into here. Wood inlays come back into play with a long storage pocket, a beverage holder carved out, and a hidden cubby for the driver. For the back seats, this is the opening that you have. Now you can add manual sun shades. It's around $250. I wouldn't add it personally because I have 3 kids. They don't use it in my Infiniti. Soft to touch where it needs to be. You get the ambient lighting. It's basically the same door card that's found in the front. So the wood comes into play. With an armrest in the center, you get the cup holders. You get a storage here. Now, when you add that comfort package, you'll have the dual climate control setting in the rear. You'll have the heated rear seats, but as a standard setup, you get 12-volt 2 USB-C ports, storage behind both of the front seats, as well as another USB-C port here. Leg space sitting behind me is more than enough. The same thing with headroom. The X5, it's wide, it's large, and this is what you get sitting into the center. More room. You can put your legs here, but doing so, your knees are sitting up into the air at 6'3". So I would just recommend sharing a little bit of feet space, but leg and shoulder space isn't really compromised at all. And the same thing with headroom. It's something that you can work with if you have to fit somebody in the center. 375 horsepower, 398 pound-feet of torque. We have it in Sport Plus. Let's rock and roll. The B58 just wants me to feed it more and more on these curbs. A near 50-50 weight distribution, it's handling well. Braking on the vehicle is on point. And the exit. It's a playful vehicle. And what's nice about the B58 is whether you're mashing the gas or you're doing it at like maybe 20, 30 miles per hour, not much turbo lag. I mean, check it out. Livens up quickly. The response time is good. And BMWs are exciting on the bins. The Germans overall do a great job capturing that performance and luxury. Is it worth the hype? We're gonna start off with some pros and cons. The pros is you're getting all of this in the 70 grand price. Yes, it is near $80,000, but when you're considering you're getting performance that's gonna be outclassing Mercedes and Audi, Acura and Infiniti doesn't even have something that can be comparable to this in the performance line, and you're still capturing luxury, it's a great bargain. The con, we're getting an LCI for 2027. There isn't anything for 2026. It's literally a carryover from 2025. But when you make something good, you don't really have to alter the recipe. Now we have it in Eco Pro. Pedal feels heavy. Change it in comfort. Back into sport, Sport Plus. So the modes will change the engagement and the fun on the driving pattern. Now when you go into the Eco Pro, the nice thing there is it will coach you to get better MPGs. So if that's what you're looking for, because you don't have a twin turbo V8, you're wanting to get a little bit better MPGs, but you want the xDrive so you could do some of the bins and handling that I've done on this review, now you can capture the best of both worlds. Some other pros is you can get standalone features so you don't have to option packages, but then the con, it will become quite expensive if you do that, because when you consider the MSRP starts at around 68 grand, this is nearly $80,000. So adding the features, which I would definitely tick on, which I would definitely add the M Sport package, the M Sport Professional package, the Driver Assist package, but I may leave out the premium package and opt for the comfort package, so I get the ventilated seats, the heated rear seats, heated steering wheel is standard, maneuverability, steering is light, not a lot of feedback, but the pro is you can get in and out of traffic without any issues. It's wide, it does feel that way, but it doesn't feel long whenever you're mashing on the gas pedal. The same thing when you're mashing on the brakes, you have enough for the stoppage, which when you get the M braking, you get 4 pistons in the front, a single floating caliper in the rear. It actually helps with that for that day in and day out, and it gives you a little bit more of that octane boost in the sense of excitement, because now you can go a little bit further because your stopping distance is about 10 to 15 feet difference from a 60 to 0 stop point. As for competition, Genesis is starting to bring the heat. They now offer a GV80 Coupe with the E-Supercharge. It is an awesome vehicle, but you're at around $82,000 in order to get that. They only have 2 trims. It will have more horsepower and torque than this, but dynamically speaking, it's more top heavy, whereas this is a near 50-50 weight distribution. Going against the German rivals like Mercedes and Audi, you're gonna spend a little bit more money going on to that side, and you're gonna have more performance coming here. Service is a little bit less here. And if you really need performance, they have an M60 variant, which is the detuned M engine, so you'll get the S68, which is a twin turbo V8. The only difference is you're not going to have all of the cooling underneath the hood like the M competition variant. So is it worth the hype? For me, it is, because when you option a vehicle, you need at least 3 or 4 components to make it stand out. You got the performance, you got the luxury, the seats are comfortable, the suspension holds itself well because you got the 2-axle air suspension, and because we have the M Sport adaptive suspension, it makes it a little bit more tight. Plus you got the technology and safety. Turn radius at a stop point is about 2 lanes. Throw it into Sport Plus. Let's rock and roll. So if you need to get somewhere quick in a luxury performance variant, it's worth the hype, but let me know what you think in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check this next video out right here. And I'd like to thank our friends here at BMW of Wesley Chapel.